Hi, this is Mel from Bengal Whisper. I hope all of you are doing awesome. Today I'm going to do another supernatural paranormal story since today is Halloween. So this would be a nice time to do it. So here it goes. It's a story about a man named Asok. Now Asok got a new job right after his college and he moved to a brand new city. He came from a very small village and this was his first job right after college. He did some internship which was in his nearby town. So he was very much excited to move out of the village, lonely life, and to a city, crowded life, and meet many people and make friends. So he just packed all his things in his two huge bags and he took his best friend, his dog named Popo. Popo was a very small dog. So he went to his brand new job and new adventure in life. So in this new city, he found a small apartment. So this apartment was basically there was an elderly lady. She used to live there and she rented him one wing of her apartment or her house. So this wing had a bedroom, bathroom, and a little balcony and a little kitchen. And this was just right for Asok and his little poodle. And he had a beautiful small balcony which he liked a lot. This house was facing east, so the house was flooded with sunshine in the morning, which Asok really loved it because he loved very sunny and bright places. And the lady was Mrs. Jones, and she told Asok that he wouldn't have to turn on the light till about 8 or 9 p.m. because the entire building, the front and the back, gets a lot of sunlight and it's always bright and light, which so really liked it because he didn't have to waste too much money on electricity. And the house was very nice and quiet and it just suited him just right. And Mrs. Jones gave him some furniture. The place was furnished, and she also gave him a little bed for Popo, so Popo could sleep too. And he had a little bed in the corner of the room, and Asok had a nice big bed, which Mrs. Jones arranged everything because she knew that Asok was coming from out of town, and he didn't have anything with him. And Asok's work was about a mile away, so he was walking to his work and coming back walking. So this place just suited him just fine. I mean, this was really, he couldn't ask for anything better than this. So every day he went to his work walking, and Mrs. Jones loved to keep an eye on Popo while he was at work. There was nothing much to do. He kept Popo's food and everything, water. And Popo's food used to come in time interval through the machine, so she didn't have to do anything. And Popo used to just roam around the house until Asok came. Asok came always on time. He came home. He left for work 8 o'clock and came home exactly at 6 o'clock. And he used to walk to his work, come back walking. Then after he came home, he had a little chit chat with Mrs. Jones about a minute or two while getting into his apartment. And then he came and played with Popo couple of minutes. Then he used to take a shower and cook, and him and Popo, they would enjoy a nice dinner. and then they will both go for a nice stroll, and then after they came back they will eat little fruits or something sweet. And Mr. Asok liked to have some dark chocolate or something, and he gave Popo some blueberries or sweet potato. Popo loved those things. Popo loved banana, sweet potatoes, and blueberries. So these were Popo's dessert. And then the time came, Mr. Asok and Popo, they will both sit by the window. There was a window looking outside, and the house was on the roadside, so they could look outside in the road, and the other side of the road was another building. So Asok would play his guitar and Popo will dance to that and play around and be very happy, and this was their moment together. And sometimes Mrs. Joan came and joined, and so this was a very nice arrangement they had. And after that they went to bed, and they did this routine on a regular basis. So one day, as Asok was playing his guitar and Popo was dancing around, Asok suddenly saw that in front of the building there was a window, and this window, on the window there was a very pretty woman standing, and she was doing her hair. She had very beautiful long hair. She was combing her hair, and then he heard that she was singing to the tune of the guitar, and this was surprising to Asok. But even more than that, what was surprising is Popo was acting very strange, and he was barking at the woman, and he was very rude and disrespectful. And this Ashok got very annoyed, and he told Popo to be quiet and just sit in a corner. Popo was getting time out for acting this disobedient and disrespectful. Popo was never like that. He was very obedient, good dog who never barked at stranger for no reason. So after that, daily when Ashok would sit by the window and play his guitar, and the woman on the window, she will come and she'll comb her very beautiful long hair. Ashok couldn't see clearly her face, but it seemed to him that she looked very pretty because she was always dressed in these beautiful gowns, very pretty gowns, and she had this beautiful long hair which was very silky and shiny, and she will comb it, and then she had very long pretty fingernails with red painted, and she will run her finger through her hair and just straighten her hairs, and at the same time she'll hum in the tune of the guitar, and she always sang the exact song of what Ashok was playing in the guitar. And at the same time Popo would go crazy, barking, yelling, shouting, screaming, scratching the window. And Ashok thought that Popo was very jealous and acting like a very naughty, spoiled, disobedient dog. And he was jealous of Ashok for giving his attention to that beautiful woman. So it went on for months, and slowly the relationship grew stronger. And now when Ashok came and at first started his guitar, he would say hi to the woman waving his hand, and the woman would wave her hand back, and then after they finished the music they will wave goodbye. And Popo would be very angry and shouting and jumping, but Ashok tried to ignore Popo, thinking that Popo was really jealous and spoiled baby. So one day Asok was going for a stroll with Bobo, and as they were walking, after some time, when it was really dark while they're coming back, it was quite dark. So all of a sudden, Popo started acting very strange, jumping, screaming, barking, and jumping around. And then Asok saw that in the front was this lady with pretty long hair and those long, long nails, finger with red nail polish, and she was humming some song, and she was walking in the front very fast and turning back and looking at Asok as if she's calling him. And before Asok knew, he was under some kind of spell, and he couldn't stop himself but to follow the lady. But at the same time, Popo was going so crazy. He was barking, jumping, doing all sorts of things to stop Asok from following the lady. But Asok could not help it because he was under some spell and he just couldn't help his body or leg. It was just going, following the lady. So as she went, when they went to the end of the trail, and where there was a steep hill, and underneath the hill there were a lot of stones, and there was kind of a stream of water going, and that water had a lot of fishes, and sometimes some people said it had snake and stuff, snakes and things. Anyway, so Asok had no control over his body. When he went to the steep hill, as he was about to go down the hill, Popo came from nowhere and jumped on top of him and pushed him to the other side of the hill, and he fell off on the grass. His head got hurt, his leg got bruised, but that saved his life, and he suddenly snapped out of the spell. And then he looked down and he saw the steep hill went down, and there were a lot of heavy rocks and stones and water going. And he was looking at the woman, where did she go? And he saw that she sort of flew away from the steep hill to the water. And then she started going towards this deep forest in the trail, and she vanished in the dark. So Asok was totally frozen there, and for a few moments he did not know what to make out of this. So he just held Popo and they came home, and after that they mm, drank some hot chocolate, and Asok drank some hot chocolate, and Popo ate his fruit, and he just kept his window closed and did not sing, and he fell asleep with Popo in the bed. And then next day, after he came back from work, and then he called Mrs. Jones for his music, kind of like music time. So Mrs. Jones came and they sat down, and he told Mrs. Jones the whole story. And to this, Mrs. Jones said across the street there was a gentleman used to live there, and he had his wife, and his wife was very beautiful, and they used to work in the movie industry. And then the wife found out the husband was having an affair, so she was very much hurt. And there were words that some people saw her going to the trail under the steep hill, and then to those rocks and the water. That's where she jumped and committed suicide. So that could be probably her. And she had beautiful long hair, and she used to dress up in beautiful gowns and dresses, and she was actually an actress. So Asok was so surprised. After that, he never opened the curtain or sat on the window and sang. He kept the curtain closed, window closed, and he sang inside. And Popo did not act crazy. After that, his love for Popo increased even so much more. and he started trusting Popo's craziness. And when Popo went wild, Popo's instinct, natural instinct. So after that, he lived there for about a year while his lease was up. Then he moved away to another place, and Mrs. Jones understood that because he also did not wanted Asok to live in fear, and Asok just went away from that there, and he found another place and lived there happily. So I hope you like the story. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share this, and I will see you with many more. Happy Halloween, everyone. Enjoy.